You know that specific cycle we all go through? It's almost a cliche at this point.
Hmm.
You read a really powerful self-help book, or, maybe you listen to a deep dive that just blows your mind, and you get this incredible rush.
Oh, yeah.
You feel invincible. You think, okay, this is it. This is the turning point. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be effective.
The Sunday night Superman syndrome.
Exactly. You map out your whole life, and then Tuesday morning hits.
Right.
You oversleep, you spill coffee on your shirt, someone cuts you off in traffic, and suddenly all that wisdom just evaporates.
Gone.
You're back to being stressed, reactive, annoyed. The inspiration didn't stick.
Well, it's the classic gap between consuming wisdom and actually, digesting it.
Yeah.
We treat self-improvement like entertainment.
How do you mean?
We watch it, we enjoy the feeling it gives us for an hour, and then we just turn the TV off and go back to our old habits.
Well, today's deep dive is specifically about bridging that gap. We are looking at an author who I think would have absolutely hated the modern self-care movement.
Oh, completely.
He wasn't about bubble baths or treating yourself. He was about, military-grade mental discipline.
He really was. We're talking about James Allen. Most people know him for As a Man Thinketh, which is, it's basically the foundational text of the entire self-help genre.
Right.
But today we're bypassing the general theory and going straight into the manual. We're looking at his specific collection, James Allen's Book of Meditations for Every Day in the Year, specifically focusing on the sections known as morning and evening thoughts.
And what struck me going through this stack of sources, the daily entries, the instructions on meditation, is this term he uses, spiritual hygiene.
It's the perfect frame.
It really is.
Allen's argument is that you don't just get a good life. You build it and you maintain it. Just like dental hygiene. You brush your teeth every morning and night to prevent decay. Allen argues you need spiritual hygiene to prevent moral and mental decay. You have to scrub the mind daily.
And he gives us the toothbrush. So we have a morning routine, an evening audit, and some very heavy concepts to chew on in between. But let's start where the day starts.
Morning.
The morning.
For Allen, the morning is non-negotiable. And I'm warning you now, if you're a snooze button person, Allen is going to hurt your feelings.
He really does not hold back. I found a quote in the source material where he says, "The sluggard is totally unfit to climb the heavenly heights."
The sluggard. It's such an Old Testament word, isn't it? It just evokes this image of heavy, lazy inertia.
It hits hard.
Yeah.
But let's unpack why he is so obsessed with early rising. Is it just about productivity? Because we hear that from every tech CEO today. I wake up at 4 a.m. to answer emails. Is that what Allen is getting at?
No, and that's a crucial distinction. Allen isn't asking you to wake up early to get ahead of the competition. He wants you to wake up early to conquer yourself. He views sleep as a time when the passions and the chaos of the mind are naturally subdued. The mind is like a calm lake when you first wake up.
Okay, so you have a clean slate.
Exactly. But if you sleep in, or if you lay there drifting, or, God forbid, in our world, you grab your phone and check social media.
Oh, immediately.
You are muddying the water before you've even started. You've lost the strategic advantage.
He talks about arming the mind.
Yeah.
It feels very combative.
It is combative. He views the world as a place of wear and tear. It's noisy, it's demanding, and it is going to try to pull you off center.
Right.
If you walk into that world without your armor on, you're defenseless. You're just going to react to whatever happens to you. The morning protocol is about generating a specific mental atmosphere that you carry with you.
Like a force field.
Exactly, like a force field.
So how do we generate that? Because when we hear meditation today, I think most of us picture mindfulness, watching your breath, clearing your mind.
A guided app with rain sounds.
Yeah. But reading Allen's definition, that's not what he's talking about at all, is it?
Not even close. He explicitly says meditation is not idle reverie. It's not sitting there daydreaming. He defines it as intense dwelling in thought upon an idea.
Intense dwelling.
That sounds active, almost exhausting.
It is active work. Think of it like a searchlight. You take a specific principle, let's say patience, and you hold that concept in your mind.
Okay.
You don't just think patience is nice, you examine it. You visualize what patience looks like in your life. You imagine yourself being patient. You are literally weaving that concept into the structure of your mind.
I like that weaving metaphor because it comes up a lot in his work, this idea that we are weavers of our own destiny.
Exactly. In the second morning entry, he reminds us that mind is the master power that molds and makes. You aren't just observing your day, you are creating the lens through which you experience it.
So if you wake up and your first thoughts are about stress,
You are weaving stress into the fabric of your day. You are arming yourself with anxiety.
so the method is Wake up early. Beat the sluggard impulse. And then, before the world gets in, you sit and intensely dwell on a high concept.
Yes. And there's a practical detail in the notes that I absolutely love.
What's that?
He recommends a hard chair.
I saw that.
Go.
No comfortable sofas for James Allen.
Right. Because the goal isn't relaxation. The goal is alertness. You are there to work on your mind. If you're too comfortable, you'll just drift back into sleep.
The hard chair keeps you present. It's a physical reminder that this is discipline, not leisure.
That's it.
Okay, so we're in the hard chair.
Yeah.
We're awake. Now we need the thread to weave with.
Yeah,
And Allen has some recurring themes. And honestly, some of these are tough pills to swallow.
They are.
They require a complete shift in how we view our place in the world.
They do. And the biggest one, the one that really defines his philosophy, is radical responsibility.
This is the concept of the mirror.
Yes. The famous quote, "Environment is but his looking glass."
I want to push back on this a little bit because I think a modern listener might hear that and just recoil.
It's harsh.
Yeah. If I'm in a toxic work environment or if I'm dealing with someone who is difficult, and Allen says that environment is just a reflection of you, it sounds a lot like victim blaming.
I'm glad you brought that up because it is the most common objection to his work. It feels harsh, but we have to look deeper at what he's actually claiming.
Okay.
He isn't saying you telepathically cause someone else to be a jerk. He's talking about your experience of that environment.
So break that down. How is my annoying boss a reflection of me?
Sure. Allen argues that men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. So if you are constantly finding yourself in conflict, Allen would ask, what is the seed of conflict in your own heart?
Ah,
Are you defensive? Are you judgmental? Do you walk into the room expecting a fight?
so the circumstance is revealing my trigger points.
Precisely. He says, you are the creator of your own shadows. If you feel persecuted, it might be because you're harboring a fixed attitude of mind that looks for persecution.
So a different person could walk into the same office and not have the same experience.
A different person, someone with a truly calm and benevolent mind, might walk into that exact same office and have a completely different experience. They wouldn't get hooked by the toxicity.
So the environment is a mirror because it shows me where my own spiritual hygiene is lacking.
Exactly. It reveals where your armor is weak. And the empowering part, once you get past that initial defensiveness, is that if the environment is a mirror, you don't try to change the reflection by scrubbing the glass.
You change your face.
You change your mind.
Right.
Allen promises that if you change your mental attitude, the outer circumstances must change.
That's a powerful shift. It takes you from, I'm a victim of this place, to this place is teaching me what I need to work on.
It puts the control back in your hands. It stops the blaming game.
Which leads us to the specific tool we need to navigate this. If the world is a mirror, the best state of mind to have is calmness. This is a huge theme for him.
Huge. Calmness. Allen calls it a beautiful jewel of wisdom. And again, we need to define terms. He doesn't mean apathy or just being chill.
Right.
He views calmness as power.
He uses the analogy of the lake again here, right?
He does. He says a calm man is like a still lake. A still lake reflects the universe perfectly. You see the stars, the trees, exactly as they are.
Okay.
But a troubled mind, an anxious or angry mind, is a rippled lake. It gives back a distorted image.
I love that image. So when we get angry, we aren't seeing reality.
We never see reality when we are agitated. We see a distortion created by our own waves. We think someone is attacking us when maybe they're just busy.
We think the world is ending when it's just a minor setback.
Exactly. Allen argues that you cannot navigate life effectively if you are working from a distorted map.
So calmness isn't just about feeling nice. It's about clarity. It's a strategic asset.
It is the ultimate leadership trait. Think about it in a crisis. Who do we look to? Do we look to the person running around screaming, we're all going to die?
Definitely not. We look for the person standing still.
We look for the person who has conquered their own fear. Allen says that people reverently respect a calm man. They feel his strength. They rely on him.
So meditating on calmness in the morning is essentially leadership training for your own life.
It is. You are training yourself to govern your passions so you can govern your circumstances.
But getting there, that's the trick. It's easy to say, be calm. It's hard to do it when the pressure is on.
Well, it requires the third big theme, and this is the one that really separates the casual self-help reader from the practitioner.
Which is?
The theme of sacrifice.
Sacrifice. That's a heavy word.
In the first evening and 11th morning, he makes a bold claim. Success is impossible without sacrifice. Now, usually we think about sacrifice as hustle.
Right, the grind set. I sacrifice my sleep, my weekends, my health.
Alan isn't interested in that. He's talking about internal sacrifice. He says you have to sacrifice your confused animal thoughts.
Animal thoughts. That is visceral. What does he mean by that?
He's talking about our lower impulses, the lusts, the greed, the desire for revenge, the pettiness, and here is the key insight. We hold on to these things because we like them.
That's uncomfortable to admit.
But it's true, isn't it? Think about when you're really angry at someone. You've rehearsed the argument in your shower. You've figured out exactly what to say to destroy them.
Oh yeah. Righteous indignation feels amazing. It's a rush.
It really is. Being the victim feels safe. Gossiping feels bonding. These are what he calls animal indulgences. And Alan says, you have to sacrifice that pleasure.
So it's a transaction.
A literal transaction.
Yeah.
You want the jewel of calmness. Okay? The price is that you have to give up the luxury of resentment. You can't have both.
Wow.
You cannot hold on to a grudge and expect to have inner peace. You have to pay the price.
That is such a clarifying way to look at it.
Yeah.
It stops being abstract. It becomes, am I willing to pay for my peace by dropping this argument?
Exactly. And most of the time, if we're honest, we aren't. We'd rather be right than be happy, Alan says. Be happy, be peaceful. Sacrifice the need to be right.
So let's look at the daily arc we've built here. We've woken up early, conquered the sluggard, we've sat in the hard chair, we've armed ourselves with calmness. Now it's night. What is the protocol for the evening?
The evening audit. This is covered in the third and fourth evening thoughts. The evening isn't just for zoning out, it's for reviewing the leaving.
Like doing the books for a business, but for your soul.
Precisely. Alan suggests asking searching questions in the silence. What have I done today? Did I follow the inward guide? Was I kind? How did I act when things went wrong?
Now, I can see a trap here. If I ask myself those questions and the answer is yes, I lost my temper and I was lazy, I'm just going to spiral into guilt.
And this is where Alan shows his psychological wisdom. He explicitly warns against the trap of remorse.
Wait, isn't remorse good? Shouldn't I feel bad if I messed up?
Alan says no. He distinguishes between remedying the present and grieving the past. He says dwelling in remorse is just another form of selfishness.
Selfishness. That seems backwards.
Think about it. When you're wallowing in guilt, who are you thinking about?
Me.
You. Oh, look how bad I am. Look how much I failed. I'm such a mess. It's wasted energy. He says, thou shalt not rise by grieving over the irremediable past.
Irremediable. It can't be fixed. It's gone.
Exactly. So he says, acknowledge the mistake, learn the lesson, and then leave it instantly.
Leave it instantly. That is so refreshing.
It's vital. The evening audit is about course correction, not self-flagellation. You look at the map, you see where you veered off, you mark the path for tomorrow, and then, crucially, you rest.
You let it go.
You let it go. You don't carry yesterday's mud into tomorrow's morning.
That connects to one final concept I want to touch on, which I found surprisingly modern. Alan seems obsessed with the now. I feel like the power of now is huge today, but Alan was writing about the kingdom of now in the early 1900s.
He was. In the 19th morning, he talks about the eternal now, and he uses it to attack a specific kind of procrastination. Not procrastination of work, but procrastination of happiness.
The I'll be happy when mantra.
Exactly. I'll be a better person when I get that promotion. I'll be peaceful when the kids move out. Alan says this is a lie. He says, now is the accepted time.
He even challenges the religious idea of heaven here, doesn't he?
He does. He argues that the kingdom of heaven isn't a geographical location you go to when you die. It is an inward state of perfection available right now.
The kingdom of God is within you.
That's the quote he uses. So if you can't find peace in this room with these problems right now, you won't find it anywhere else.
Changing your location won't help if you take your undisciplined mind with you.
It's the ultimate no excuses philosophy. Stop looking for a happier world beyond the grave. If you want a happier world, weave it now. Enter the kingdom now.
It's incredible how consistent he is. Everything comes back to the mind. The mind is the master weaver, the creator of the mirror, the key to the kingdom.
It is the central thesis of his entire life's work. We are not creatures of circumstance. We are architects of circumstance. But, and this brings us back to where we started, we are often lazy architects.
We let the building fall apart because we don't want to do the maintenance.
The wear and tear of the world gets to us, which is why his book is structured as a daily manual. You have to reset the compass every single morning. You have to check the map every single night.
So for the listener who wants to actually try this, not just nod along and say that sounds nice, but actually test the hypothesis, what's the immediate application?
I would challenge you to try the first morning protocol. Tomorrow morning.
The hard chair and everything.
The hard chair is optional, but highly recommended if you tend to fall asleep. But the core challenge is this. Wake up 30 minutes earlier than you need to.
Okay.
Do not touch your phone. This is critical. No inputs. Sit in silence. And take one of these themes. Let's start with calmness.
Right.
Don't just say the word calmness. Dwell on it. Visualize your day ahead. Visualize the traffic, the difficult boss, the crying baby, and visualize yourself meeting those moments with that still lake of the mind.
Pre-rehearse your reaction. Arm the mind before the battle.
Exactly. If you do that for 7 days, wake up, arm the mind, and then review your day gently at night, Alan promises, you will see that looking glass of your environment start to change.
Not because the world changed.
But because you did.
It's a powerful experiment. And as we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with a final thought from Alan that really stuck with me. We talked about the mirror, how our environment reflects our mind.
Yes.
If you looked around at your life right now, literally right now, look at your messy desk, your strained relationships, your bank account, or maybe your peaceful home and supportive friends. If you treated everything you see strictly as a mirror of your secret thoughts, what is your life trying to tell you about your mind?
That is the question.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.